Hey guys, it's Brian Hill with the Complete Combatant. Third video in our ongoing series of things you ought to do before you come to Rifle Renaissance. We're going to be having a great event called the Rifle Renaissance, and we'd love for you to come out. It's going to be for a community of shooters of rifles that want to really get good at it. I covered sling in the first video. Highly suggest you do it. Worked on safety and trigger manipulation on the second video, and now we're going to talk about where to carry an extra magazine. This can become very, very expensive if you're not careful, right? And the problem is you may spend a lot of money on things you really don't know that work well or are the right things to do. Now, since I'm in the industry, I have all sorts of these extra things. You know, HK sent me these beautiful rifles to work with, and I have one of the MANTIS BLACKBEARds here for practice, and I have a duty belt on, you know, with magazines for my pistol held here, and a magazine for the rifle. So this would be a great addition. Now, we're not emphasizing pistol in any way, but if you came to an emergency where your rifle didn't work in class, then you could transfer to a pistol. You just want to shake your kit out and see how it works, that'd be great for it too. But this allows us to do reloads and have something available. Now, since I'm using the MANTIS BLACKBEARD, you're going to hear it cycle when I put the magazine back in, and what it's doing is resetting the trigger and making sure it's all set. All right, but it's a great practice device because I can simply practice, and when I think it's time for a magazine change, I can get rid of that magazine and pick up another one. Okay, so magazines put here. Now magazines are slightly different than the way we set up our pistol mags. Pistol mags tend to be bullets towards the belt buckle, and in a rifle mags tend to be bullets away from the belt buckle depending on how you grip it. So I do what's a beer can grip here. It makes it easier to load the rifle. So if I have this handy dandy little pouch right here, and I make them just belt driven pouches, you can pick them up. They're fairly inexpensive. I like the ones with the shock cord in them. It makes it easier to adjust, and you can pull it out from there. But as if the fine purveyors of jeans knew this was going to be a problem, for almost everybody, the back pocket is perfect for a magazine, and you can just put it right in there and pull it out and get your setup. Okay, and you want to get good at this. It's a little different than a pistol. We have to do something. We have to check how many rounds are in the magazine itself. Guns have preferences, and that's how much it needs to depress the top round. So some guns can be loaded to 32, 30, 29, 28. A good way to check that is to take your index finger and push down. If you can get at least to the first knuckle when you push down on a bullet, it'll probably go in there with the bolt closed. They should all go in with the bolt open. They can be a little picky that way. But the other thing is, once we get it into position here, when I go to put it in like this, what I have to do is pull and make sure it's on still. If I pull down and it doesn't come out, then I can work the gun and it won't fall out. But what you see is some people just kind of put it in and then it could fall right back out. That's a big deal. So you're going to push it in. I put my thumb right where it connects. All right, that's the latch where the magazine release goes on it, and that gives me a good feel. I can run it up. If the bolt is open, I can push forward on the bolt release, but I can give it a little pull, and that makes sure it's in. Like right now, this is not in. You can hear it moving in and out. So I want to give it up and a little pull. Now I know it's on, then I can bring the rifle up to shoot. So off the belt, off the back pocket, doesn't really matter. You don't need to spend a bunch of money on this, all right? The likelihood for armed citizens running around with all this kit means the world has gone to a horrible place. But some of us enjoy working out of this. I teach a lot of classes for military and law enforcement, so I always work from a duty belt, so we're starting the same way, okay? As you can see, pistol mag here, 45-degree angle, that would keep it off a chest rig if I had it. Makes reloads a little quicker. Rifle mag, another pistol mag, and then I have a dump pouch in the back. Those are all things you can think about. Good thing about this event is you're going to get to see at least 60 some odd examples of how to set up your rifle, how to set up your gear. I know every instructor is going to be talking about how to set up your kit and make it run the best for you. The good news is, since you're doing it for yourself, you can set it up any way that makes sense, that you understand and runs well for you. But for an extra magazine, get an extra one of these, stick another one in your back pocket. 3 mags gives you almost 90 rounds depending on your loadout, and you're good to go. It's simple and it's easy. If you got something like I've got and you have some sort of belt driven, I wouldn't suggest a speed holster from shooting. It needs to have something that's going to hold the gun firmly and won't fall out. But as long as it holds the gun firmly and you can put a mag on it and you want to carry a pistol, I think that would be great too. Be a good chance. Just remember this, and people often forget, this stuff gets heavy. All right, We don't feel the pistols, but we do feel the rifle, and then we feel all the kit on us, and it adds quite a bit of weight to us. So a bit of practice before you come to class will allow your hips and your back and your body to get used to it, the way of the rifle, controlling everything. All right, I hope that helps you out, guys. Bring an extra mag, bring 2 extra mags. You'll be in good shape each time you come to the line. I'm Brian Hill with the Complete Combatant, and as always, measure, refine, and perform.